welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. Leo Burnett has had an amazing run in 2023. Besides posting a good growth, it has won several international awards and returned as India's #1 agency from the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity. And at the helm of the agency's creative genius is Rajdeepak, who was recently appointed as Chairman Leo Burnett South Asia and Chief Creative Officer of Publicis Group South Asia. As we wrap up the year, we are catching up with him on the new role, changing advertising landscape and what excites him as a creative leader. What a year it has been for Rajdeepak, who is now the Chief Creative Officer, Publicis Group South Asia and Chairman Leo Burnett South Asia. As we wrap the year, I'm catching up with him at their much decorated Leo Burnett office in Mumbai. Raj, welcome to CNBC TV18.
Thank you, Shivani, for having me here, and mostly welcome to home. Welcome home. You can see that.
Yes, and it looks beautiful around Christmas this year.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, only a couple of weeks since you, assumed your new role as the CCO of Publicis Group South Asia. Tell us, what have the past couple of weeks been like for you?
I think it's busy. It's crazy busy, happy busy. I can say that, right? It's been amazing. First is lot of changes, good changes, lot of interesting things happening. It's the role actually changes a lot of things for the industry because I think first is being the chairman of Leo Burnett, and the bigger thing is also getting the CCO of entire group, where you actually will be able to work with all the creative heads and all the business heads of the entire group. And I think that's amazing. That's amazing.
Raj, I've known you for the past 10, 12 years, and especially first on the creative side of things. And I have seen you almost smoothly transitioning from, the ponytail, as we say, to suits. You're someone who wears t-shirts, but also, figuratively wears a suit. Yeah. Tell us, how did you transition from the creative side all the way up to business, managing both the things?
I think one of our friends said that interesting thing. I think our industry is not that tough. It's a creative industry at the end of the day, right? So what we are selling, we are not selling any commodity, right? We are not into banking. We are not into looking at the stock price or anything. That for us as a creative industry, our top line is what you create. The top line is people. And if you can take the top line right, everything else will follow. Yeah. I think, and that's the best thing, and one thing that I had in mind, how can we get that top line right? Which is the best piece of work for our biggest brands and having the best creatives or the solution-minded people serving our best clients. And the moment you started working towards that, I think everything follows. We all run homes. Right? So that's not rocket science.
Yes. And now the role has even expanded further to moving away from Leo Burnett at the group level. Tell us, what were the conversations, the initial conversations that you've had with Anupriya? What are her expectations from you as the new CCO of Publicis Group?
I think first and most important thing, if you see the brands that we have under Publicis Group is amazing. Right, and either one side you look at the creative businesses, either it is Saatchi & Saatchi, Leo Burnett, Publicis Communication, BBH, then you have Digitas, you have Indigo, you have MSL, you have Zenith, you have Performix. You can go on and on, right? You can have all the brands, the great brands that you have under it. Now understand the possibilities they are there. What we can do if you can actually have one string that is creativity in the center of it. And I think the best thing was, and that is what Anupriya and me talk about most of the time, she has seen that way how a business can change the creative in the center of it. And a lot of our biggest businesses come to us not because we have a good office, not because we all wear black, because the kind of work that we do. And it was always the center of it. And we thought if you can put that same thread in the center of what the entire group does, creativity in the center of it, it will be amazingly getting things together. Like, think of it, we have something like Performix, the data that we can work with. Digitas, again, amazing capability. Prodigies, the films. And we've seen that recently what we did for Oreo, Sivo, Save It with Oreo. We actually managed to get AI the idea was Leo Burnett, but we got the AI partners, we got digital partners, which is Digitas, then we got our partner of content, which is Prodigy's, come together and created something which is amazing, because everything was in-house doing it together. And we didn't know how to do it. We just made it happen. And that's one of the biggest examples when you can get the best of all the powers that we have together. You can create the best story for our clients. Yeah. And I think that's the story of Power of One. It's nothing new about it. Getting the best capability under one roof. We managed to do that.
And what else does like a group level CCO role enable? We haven't seen it too often in our country. We have seen it globally. Like WPP, for example, has a global, group level CCO. But what does it really enable? What are the challenges also, if you can touch upon that?
So I'll tell you, I think the reason India, they've never had it because I think very few networks have come together like this. I think Publicis, 8-9 years back, they started getting things together. And I think 4 years back, it was one leadership, one country model happened. And it was never happened anywhere else. Like it's hard.
And now all of you sit in one building.
One building,
earlier
right?
You used to be, and I would keep on visiting you at another office.
Exactly.
But now everyone is together in one building.
Exactly. Right? So it is not only sitting in one building. We interact with it. Now we have GLTs that happen every month. Anupriya does the GLT that's happening. We know exactly what's happening in the other agencies. We talk about it. We see what are the capabilities they have. And that's an amazing thing. When you are actually working, looking at everything's strength and says, what can we do with it? It's amazing. In fact, one of the biggest brands that we work with actually use the creative side with Leo Burnett or with Saatchi or with BBH, and then the media also with us, and the digital side with us also. So now the biggest brands also coming together, understanding the power of one, and how can you come to the one place? And that is the only reason you can have a CCO as a group CCO. Then you can do the one job. It is not fragmented. It's just actually one. Right? It looks very different. You know what? And that's why it has never happened in India, because no group has come together like this.
Yeah, true that. And also another thing, and I specifically remember whenever I would ask you about tech's role in creativity and how, tech forces and creative forces within agency are coming together, creating ideas involving tech, and your answer to that has always been that your job as a creative leader is to solve human problems, and that is what you do at Leo Burnett. Tell us, how are you taking it at the group level?
Okay, so
this quality of solving human problems being in a creative agency.
See, I think creative agencies are known for actually finding solutions. Somewhere we forgot that, right? We are amazing in finding solutions. Let's look at the best tech companies. The founders are creative people. Right? And that is what it is. I think somewhere we forgot that. I think when in Burnett, what we did, we made that impacting 1 billion in the center of it. So any big brand that we work with, and any big work that we came out of the brand, it is impacting 1 billion people's life. Either it is working for the water sustainability project that we started with it, Lace Farmers project, biochar, to anything. You can look at it, even 175 that we did for that. For Airtel, everything got one thing in common: how to impact 1 billion people's life, either is content-wise, either technology-wise, service-wise, product-wise. And I think it's not because Leo Burnett's, it's core to Leo Burnett. It's a bunch of people who work here have the same vision. That it was much easier. And the reason it was possible because we had one vision. And vision was so big that we all have to work together. So there's no individualism happening that I can do it. You can't do it together. Just look around. It's an amazing team that we have. We have one of the best brands with us. And what the data they have, the content they can create, it was actually a power that we have to solve more human problems. More creative minds coming together. I remember first time when I joined Burnett, everyone thought it's because a bigger role, and after 10 years back, we talked about, right? I was excited because I'm going to work with some 200 creative people. It's 100 planners and so many business people and so many brands that you can find solution. And that is what exactly is going to happen. The more minds, more hungry people, more visions coming together to have one vision, how to impact 1 billion people using our best brands to do the best piece of work. And that's core. And no one want to get up in the morning, want to do shit.
Carrying the notion of solving human problems, tell us, how do you keep your clients sober with all this excitement around AI and technology, कि AI के साथ कुछ करते हैं, tech के साथ कुछ करते हैं. So how do you keep them sober and grounded on this front?
See, I think one of the things that most of the time, and the biggest challenge, I think what you ask is the very best thing. Everyone wants to do good work, but no one knows how to do good work. It's everyone want. No, I'm telling you, no client want to do bad work, right? And always says, ki, yaar, there is going on, AI going on, can you do something for me? So I think when we have the filter comes out, right? What is the purpose that you are doing? Are you doing the right thing? For instance, recently we have started something called Bharat AI. Now, what is Bharat AI? Smart Farm is the biggest example is Bharat AI. It says, AI is always been having morphing a face, a deep fake, doing for India 1 or India 2, can we have a dance move going on? I says, no, can we go out and use the AI to impact billions of people's life? So AI is not no more a rich people's toy, but everyone's cup of tea. And now when you're working with a client, we explain it, wait a second, it's not a toy what you're talking about. It's an empowering tool that you can go and reach everyone. And that's what you can do with it. It takes time. Like I keep on my team, don't let go the momentum. If someone is believing in it, make them buy it and make them reason why they want to buy this. It's a toy, expensive toy, but make them understand it's not a toy. It's actually a tool that can impact people's life.
Yeah. Moving forward, Raj, we spoke right at the beginning of the conversation on how an incredible year it has been for you. In fact, the past couple of years, winning so many awards and accolades, not just in India, whether it comes to Effies or, Abbeys, Cannes Lions, everything. You have it all in your basket, in your kitty over the past couple of years. But this was also an year, interestingly, you lost one of your partners. You both were practically inseparable. And of course, I'm speaking about Dheeraj Sinha. How did that feel?
Of course, I love him. Still, he's my brother. That will never stop, right? Because when you fight in the trench, you fight in the trench. And the stories are more important. I think, and we will keep it like that. Because, like I says, our industry is big. And he always says one thing called abundance, right? And it's lots. And I says, there is more like us. It will be out there. It's a story of, I remember the story of when people leave Burnett, and I always say it's good for us. It says one is change, and the second interesting thing is I tell a story about the Silicon Valley Mafia. You know how the Silicon Valley Mafia is? There was a time when a bunch of people used to work on the place called Fairchild, and then they all leave, and then the Silicon Valley was created, and that's the entire thing. People believing in creativity can change the world, and we can go more and more out, and we can change more industry, more businesses. And the best can happen there.
Yeah. Sure. What excites you about 2024 since we are only a couple of weeks, away from the new year?
So we recently went to Goa and we just a chart was like, what is the next year? We didn't look at what is 2024 is going to look like. We said 2020, 2030 is going to look like. If you look at 2024, you are going to look at the short-term plans and everything. I think what we look into is what is 2023, 30 is going to look like, 2030. In that process, 2024 will be part of it for us. So the goal is much bigger, the vision is much bigger for us, how we impact the country, how we impact the creativity at the center of it, and changing things for governments, for brands, for everything possible, for sustainability, AI, everything in the core of it.
And in terms of, your new role as the CCO for the group, what are the key areas that you would like to or are looking forward to work on going forward? What is missing, for example?
Not missing, I think. I just see the opportunity there. We had amazing data partners we have, amazing media partners we have, like literally good, and one of the best PR companies that we have in the country, right? And understanding we're getting those together, what powerful stories can be built and what powerful solution can be done. I'm just waiting for that.
And how are you working towards, elevating the group's creative agenda?
Do I have a choice?
How are you working towards it?
It's a simple way of doing it. You'll see that coming very soon. We'll be talking about how we're doing it. The plan is coming out. We'll be talking about it.
Give us a sneak peek of the plan.
It's one team.
It's one
right?
team.
One team, one vision. The biggest brand that we work together will make it big thing happen. And it's one vision that we have.
Yeah.
We'll see that.
And, is there any goal set for you in terms of getting on board more clients or, acquiring more businesses?
See, our industry is nothing if you don't have big clients. There's always creativity is nothing if you don't have great clients. So that will always be there as a part of the kitty, always be there. But it's not about the biggest client that you win, but what you do with those clients is what matters for us. I think win will be one part of it, but what we do with what we have, because we have a lot of clients. I mean, combining all the brands together, see what amount of big clients we have, what kind of inroad that we have, what we do with them is what the fun is going to be and the challenge is going to be.
And from an advertising industry point of view, what is it that excites you as a creative leader going forward? Last year, of course, everyone towards the end of the year was speaking about generative AI. Over the past 1 year, everyone has been there, done that. But moving forward, what is it that excites you? What are the opportunities that excite you?
I think, Shibani, my core goal has not changed yet. Impacting 1 billion. And to impact 1 billion, you take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Right? Even governments take years to do that. And I'm just a creative agency. We're going to be doing that. If I'm going to impacting 1 billion going to happen, it's going to happen like this from 2020, 2030 is the plan. We have a roadmap for that. And every single day, using every single platform or services or AI, whatever is coming on the way, we are developing it, working with them and everything. But saying that, it's a long way to go, but we know it's going to happen. And trust me, it's the most interesting time in the creative industry, in the world, ever possible.
Great. All the best for that. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shibani.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have the best Christmas ads for 2023.